Live from KSAT 12, the Night Beat starts right now.
Christmas Eve is winding down, and Santa seems to be ramping up his gift-giving trip to all the little children. And we've already know that he's been spotted in places like Boston, New York, and Washington, D.C.
So where's his next stop? Well, we'll be checking in with meteorologist Katie Blake, who's tracking his trip in a moment. But first, Santa's Little Helpers made a quick stop over on the west side this evening for the annual Angel Mary's Toy Drive, a holiday tradition that was started by one woman with a heart for giving back to children.
Yeah, the night team's Daphne Gray with how the purpose of the event was to put a smile on young faces.
I started it and I won't stop.
The annual Angel Mary's Toy Drive has gotten bigger and better every year since Mary Ortega started it at Crazy J's Sports Bar 25 years ago.
Everybody at the bar calls her mom. She's so much to us. She means so much to us. She does so much to give back. We don't have much, but we try to give back whatever we can.
Several families come from all over to experience the holiday spirit.
Oh, hi.
Make memories. And of course, to see the one and only Mr. Kris Kringle himself.
It's just amazing, and the kids, my kids are so blessed. Like, we're getting gifts left and right. San Antonio PD was here not too long ago and giving out gifts, so we're thankful.
Though Ortega started the special tradition, she has a whole team of friends, family, and sponsors who volunteer for the Angel Mary's Toy Drive as well.
I love children. I work with special needs children, so all this makes my heart happy.
It feels good to give back to the community, to see the smiles on the kids' faces.
It's the gift of giving, Ortega says she will continue as long as she can.
If you ever have a child, once it needs a toy, we'll get them a toy.
Now, if you're interested in donating or even being a part of Angel Mary's Toy Drive next year, contact Crazy J's Sports Bar for more information. Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News, and Merry Christmas Eve.
Thank you, Daphne. 50 degrees outside in San Antonio, mostly clear skies. Calm winds. We've still got a good spread between our air temperature 50 degrees and our dew point 37. But as our temperature continues to drop over the next several hours, that'll help some fog to develop, not only here in San Antonio, but also elsewhere across South Texas. Low temperatures tonight in the mid 40s, light winds and the chance of fog. But don't worry, Santa knows how to navigate right around that fog. And like Devin and Patty were saying, he's up in the northeastern United States right now. He's around the Maine area. So I think he's checking off all those kids up in the northeast, and then he'll move his way farther west and south closer to Texas. We're going to continue to track Santa here on the Night Beat, and we'll talk more about what your Christmas Day forecast has in store coming up in just a bit, guys.
We will definitely be watching. Thank you, Katie. All right, we have a programming note for our digital newscast tomorrow. Instead of airing a normal show, KSAT News at 9 is looking back at the biggest moments of 2019, from the biggest political newsmakers to the weirdest headlines we've covered, and of course, the crime stories that capture the attention of the entire city. You can live stream our year in review show tomorrow at 9 p.m. on KSAT.com or on the KSAT streaming channel on your smart TV device. After tomorrow night, it will be available on demand. With a new year on the horizon, there are some new Texas laws, from personal data breach procedures to new flood funding accounts. Tiffany Huertas has a look at some of the laws that go into effect on January 1st of 2020.
In 2020, new requirements are going into effect statewide for reporting harassment at colleges. Senate Bill 212 requires college and university employees report incidents of sexual harassment, sexual assault, dating violence, and stalking against a student or colleague to their campus coordinator. Employees who fail to report an incident made aware to them will face a Class B misdemeanor charge. If discovered that an employee's intentions were to cover up the incident, they will face a Class A misdemeanor charge. Another new law aims to boost Texas flood funding. Senate Bill 7 creates the Texas Infrastructure Resiliency Fund to assist in financing flood mitigation projects. The fund houses 4 accounts: floodplain management, Hurricane Harvey, flood plan implementation, and federal matching. Another bill creates temporary tax relief for homeowners hit hard by disasters. House Bill 492 allows temporary tax exemption for qualified property that is declared by the governor to be in a disaster area and at least 15% damaged by the disaster as decided by the chief appraiser. Texas businesses, listen up. House Bill 4390 requires business owners who own or license computerized data that stores personal information to notify people who may be impacted by an online breach. They will have up to 60 days after the breach to report it. I'm Tiffany Huertas. To see more stories like this, check out KSAT News at 9, Monday through Friday.
New on the night beat, a 4-car crash under investigation, but no serious injuries. Leon Valley Police responded to the intersection of Warsbach Road and Bandera Road. Officers say a truck was coming through the intersection and thought he was turning into a lane when he made an unprotected left turn. Oncoming traffic hit the driver and a truck flipped on its side. Several people were treated at the scene, but everyone is expected to be okay. Investigators say there were no signs of intoxication, but the investigation does continue. The Lone Star Fugitive Task Force needs your help tonight. They're searching for this man. He was convicted 2 years ago of indecency with a 16-year-old girl. Deputy U.S. Marshal Chris Bozeman with the new charges he's facing. It's tonight's Crime Fighters Report.
Tonight we need your help because Julio Sanchez Jr. is a fugitive and wanted by the United States Marshal Service Lone Star Fugitive Task Force for having an active arrest warrant involving failure to comply with probation conditions. Back in February of this year, a warrant was issued for Sanchez's arrest following a motion to revoke by the Bexar County 290th District Court. The motion alleged that Sanchez failed to comply with court-ordered treatment conditions and absconded from supervision. His original charge was indecency with a child through sexual contact. Sanchez is a Hispanic male. He's 42 years of age. He has black hair and brown eyes. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighs approximately 185 pounds. His last known place for residence was on the north side of San Antonio. If you have any information that can lead to his arrest, contact the Lone Star Fugitive Task Force at 210-657-8500. And remember, a tip from you tonight can help track down this predator.
And Sanchez isn't the only fugitive wanted right now. See other people we've featured. Just head to our website, KSAT.com.
4 San Antonio police officers on administrative leave tonight after a confrontation led to the shooting death of a 34-year-old man. The suspect that was killed has not been identified. The incident happening after a car theft and major crash on the south side. Police say the suspect crashed a car on the corner of Theo Avenue and Florida Street, and when police confronted him, he allegedly had a gun. Police Chief William McManus says that when the man tried to switch hands with the gun, all 4 officers fired at him.
A long-lost military medal found, but it was a website that helped find the owner's family. The Purple Heart belonged to Corporal John D. Cook, who was killed in action in 1944. An auction house owner found the Purple Heart locked in an abandoned storage unit in Austin 10 years ago, but had no way of tracking the family down. The commander of the local chapter of the Military Order of the Purple Heart told a friend about the story, who suggested Ancestry.com. Sure enough, an obituary led to his son, who looked very much like his father at that same age.
That was a wonderful thing, and I wish my mother would have been around to share that, of course. But, well, I thank them from the deepest part of my heart. They're really making my family a little bit more complete with this.
Corporal Cook's son will be in San Antonio on Monday to accept his father's medal. The presentation will be at 10 a.m. at the Purple Heart Memorial outside the Cadena Reeves Justice Center.